You say yes before you even think about it. You smile, even when you're exhausted. You agree, even when something inside you is screaming no. And somehow, people see you as kind, easy to be around, someone everyone likes. But here's the question that quietly follows you home. Why does being a good person feel so heavy? Why does it feel like you're slowly disappearing just to keep everyone else comfortable? Picture this. Someone asks you for a favor. You don't even hesitate. Yeah, of course. But the moment you walk away, your chest tightens a little. Your mind starts racing. Why did I say yes? I don't even have time for this. But it's fine. I'll figure it out. So you rearrange your schedule. You push your own needs aside. You show up for them. And on the outside, everything looks normal. But inside, there's resentment, exhaustion, and a quiet question you don't say out loud. Would they do the same for me? This doesn't just happen once. It happens everywhere. At work, you take on extra tasks you didn't ask for. With friends, you become the one who always adjusts. In relationships, you give more than you receive. And over time, you become known as the reliable one. But no one sees the cost because you've gotten really good at hiding it. Here's the part most people don't realize. People-pleasing isn't just about being nice. It's about feeling safe. At some point in your life, you learn something very specific. That approval equals safety. That being liked means you won't be rejected. That keeping others happy keeps you secure. So your brain adapted. It created a pattern. Anticipate what others need. Meet those needs quickly. Avoid conflict at all costs. Not because you're weak, but because it worked. Pause for a moment. Think about this honestly. When someone is even slightly upset with you, how uncomfortable does it feel? Do you try to fix it immediately? Even if you don't fully understand what went wrong? That reaction didn't come from nowhere. It came from an environment where tension felt dangerous. Maybe love felt unpredictable. Maybe approval was inconsistent. Maybe being difficult had consequences. So, you learn to read the room, to notice tone changes, facial expressions, silence. You became hyper-aware, not of yourself, but of everyone else. And that's where the trauma hides. Not in obvious pain, but in constant self-abandonment. Every time you say yes when you mean no. Every time you swallow your feelings to avoid discomfort. Every time you prioritize someone else at your own expense. You send yourself a quiet message. My needs don't matter as much. Let's make this real. You're in a conversation. Someone says something that bothers you. Maybe it crosses a boundary. Maybe it feels disrespectful. You notice it immediately, but instead of saying something, you laugh it off. Change the subject. Tell yourself it's not worth it. Later, you replay it in your head, over and over. What you could have said, what you should have said. But in the moment, you chose peace. At least, that's what it looked like. Pause again. Was it really peace, or was it silence? At your own expense. Here's the deeper truth. People-pleasing isn't about others. It's about the relationship you have with yourself. Because when you don't feel safe expressing your needs, you outsource your worth. You let other people decide if you're good enough, if you're likable, if you belong. And that's exhausting because their approval is never fully in your control. So you try harder. You become more agreeable, more helpful, more accommodating. But the relief never lasts because the real problem was never solved. You're still asking the same question. Am I okay as I am? And here's the twist. The very thing you think makes people stay can actually keep them from knowing you because they're not seeing you. They're seeing the version of you that causes the least friction. The version that never disagrees, never needs too much, never says no. And over time, that creates a different kind of loneliness. Not because people don't care, but because they don't see what you never show. There's a moment that changes everything. It's small, almost invisible. Someone asks something of you, and for the first time, you don't answer immediately. You pause. You feel the discomfort rise, that familiar pressure to just say yes. But instead, you sit with it. And maybe you say, "Let me think about it." It sounds simple, but for you, it feels huge. Because that pause, that's where your power is. That's where you stop reacting and start choosing. This doesn't mean you stop being kind, or generous, or thoughtful. Those parts of you are real. They're not the problem. The problem is when kindness comes at the cost of yourself. Imagine a different version of you, still caring, still supportive, but also honest. Someone who can say, "I can't do that right now. That doesn't feel right to me. I need something too." Not aggressively, not defensively, just truthfully. At first, it might feel uncomfortable. You might worry people will leave, or get upset, or see you differently. And some might. But here's what you start to notice. The right people adjust. They respect you more, not less, because you're no longer someone who just gives. You're someone who is real. And slowly, something shifts inside you. You stop chasing approval. You start building self-respect. And that feels different, quieter, stronger, more stable, because you were never meant to earn your place by abandoning yourself. You were meant to belong without shrinking. And the moment you stop over-pleasing is the moment you finally start showing up as someone worth knowing, including to yourself.